What's going on, ladies and DeGents? Welcome back to another fun-filled episode of the Distinguished DeGents podcast. You're one of many homes of degenerate gambling. I'm one half of the Distinguished DeGents. My name is Steve. Big Bucks, a beta. And joining me as always, it's my co-host, it's my partner in gambling. It's the one, the only, Jason Money Mansman. Money Mansman, how goes it on this lovely Saturday evening? Heard you had a bit of a rough week 4, but tell me, what are your thoughts going into this week? How are things going on your end?
Well, honestly, I didn't do very well on my picks, but I hit two big bets to get 5 units in the money. So week 4
There we
was a
go.
good week for me, actually. Yeah, I hit a couple big bets, so that was good. Thank you to the Denver Broncos and Miami Dolphins for getting me some
The
money.
Denver Broncos.
Yes, thank you. I will say the same thing. Was not having a great betting week.
You Dolphin!
But the Dolphins came through for me, got me down to only down 3 units, and then the Denver Broncos come in clutch. They get the cover and minimize my deficits. Unit and a half up on the week 4. So could have been a bad week. Could have been a barn burner, but we redeemed ourselves Monday night. So glad we got that through. And sorry, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Special thanks to the LA Rams for completely shitting the bed on Thursday night.
Oh, yeah. Fucking hell. I feel like we got to talk about that. I'll work on the ticker, but the LA Rams, I mean, Jesus Christ. Talk about having a game literally set up for you to go your way. You get the worst version possible of the San Francisco 49ers. And once again, some things change, some things stay the same. Kyle Shanahan still owns Sean McVay and the LA Rams. 26-23 overtime, I believe, was the final. Yeah, again, another situation. Thank fuck I hedged on the live bet. The minute this went to overtime, I just had a weird feeling. Went from possibly being down 5 units to essentially breaking even, almost a unit profit for Thursday Night Football. First time all year, actually. But again, only because I hedged and took the Niners in overtime on a live bet. Instead of just betting them +8 early and being on the right side like I wanted to be. Nope. Injuries were decimated. I guess injuries don't matter anymore in this league. It comes down to coaching.
That's my one takeaway, and I do it every year, and I tell myself, the injury news is always so overrated. Unless you're on your 5th-string quarterback, for the most part, injuries really don't matter all that much. And the good teams tend to, like, the line changes drastically due to injury, and it ultimately doesn't matter. I should have learned that lesson 2 years ago. I almost hit for 6 units to start off the week, but no, the Rams had to fumble on the goal line, so I lose. It was annoying. Not happy about that.
No. Not happy about that. And there's actually other people who are not happy, and I'm not happy about this. I literally wanted to come on this show. I wanted to take 5 minutes of our time. Normally this is what we do. We talk about the Thursday night game, talk about last week, but we sometimes like to talk about the serious matters. And I wanted to go in and say, our thoughts and prayers. We're going to go to Mr. Mark Sanchez, who was in Indianapolis this week to call the game. Unfortunately, was a stabbing victim and is currently in the hospital. And then right before, breaking news comes out, right before we go to start, Mark Sanchez arrested on multiple charges for Friday night stabbing. Dipshit McGee over here decides it's really cool to get shithoused, which, look, we've all done it. Nothing wrong there. But not only does he go get drunk, he decides to unlawfully enter a motor vehicle while drunk, not good. And then I'm guessing based on the story, battery with injury, someone goes to confront him and Mark Sanchez decides to fight the guy. So once again, Mark Sanchez takes a fucking loss. Not surprised there, but yeah, once again, some things really don't matter in this league. Yeah, I guess Mark Sanchez gets stabbed. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, if you're a fucking drunk asshole and you're trying to essentially what it looks like to me is steal a car, allegedly. No thoughts and prayers for you, Mr. Sanchez. Get lost, and looks like I'm gonna have to find a new fantasy football name. Fucking jackass. It's unbelievable to me. Like how 1 hour ago we're like, oh my god, Mark Sanchez got stabbed. Like this is so horrendous, and then an hour later, actually no, he was kind of being a dumbass and maybe I'm not going to say deservedly got stabbed, but maybe there was a reason behind it.
I did not see the update. I am speechless. I am speechless. Look, it seems like hopefully he'll be okay, but that's why we're the distinguished DeGents, because you get drunk, make a fool of yourself, allegedly. We'll see. The legal system will play out, but wow. Wow.
The implication of the statement is that the police currently believe that Sanchez was not acting in self-defense and that an altercation accumulated in Sanchez attempting to enter the motor vehicle.
Wow. That is
not distinguished DeGent behavior. That is just that's criminal behavior,
well,
Mr.
That's
Sanchez.
why he's arrested for battery. I guess he's not calling the game. I'm very curious to see how they handle that on the telecast tomorrow. Very interested.
I was gonna say, I don't know who would replace. Who was he normally paired up with?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
I don't remember.
I don't know, but here we go. We're gonna leave this up for a minute. The distinguished DeGents donkey of the week is Mr. Mark Sanchez for multiple arrests after getting stabbed. Great job, dipshit. All right, Mansman, we got week 5 games to talk about. We have a couple bye weeks this week. It looks like the Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears, Atlanta Falcons, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are all on a bye week this week. So we already lost the Thursday night game, so we only have 13 games to go through this week instead of our normal 15-game slate. I called this what the hell week because half these games I looked at with the lines and just immediately said, what the hell? For multiple different types of reasons, but I mean, that seems to be my theme. I mean, what was your inclination just looking at these numbers and especially with the flip-flopping going around?
It just feels like this is injury week, and there's a few games here that, I like what the hell, because there's a couple lines I'm looking at these, and I can't really explain what is going on. So interesting week. Curious to see what you make of it.
I don't know if this is the week where I just have a feeling like I've listened to our we've listened to our Sharp podcast of what the other bettors are doing, what the professionals are doing, and I don't think they know what they're doing either with half of these games. There's some games where I will say I've been convinced, and there are just some games I've heard the type of speech, and it's like, oh, you're trying to convince yourself. You're trying to tell yourself this is what you're supposed to do as a pro bettor. But I think this is just a new era of betting where a lot of the public is just kind of severely outnumbering the sharps. And now we're getting into this what the hell status of like, not only what the hell is this game, but what the hell do we do with this game? So that's going to be my takeaways, where it's like, not necessarily what do I think is best. I just think, look at some of these lines. I'm like, this is what I think we should just do. Don't know if it's the right side or what, but this is just what I think we should do based on what we're given. That's kind of my take on this week. Had a very last minute make my 5 best bets. And one of them I still haven't even gotten in yet. So this is going to be intriguing. I can't wait to see what your thoughts on are my best bets this week. Because I have a feeling we're going to fight.
Probably.
All right, let's hop into this. Goodbye, Mr. DeGent of the week. As always, we're going to do our odds through a different book this way. Make sure you always shop around. 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a problem. Make sure you go get help. Yada, yada, yada. Mr. Mansman, are you ready to get into week 5?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, kicking it off, we're traveling to London, England. Jolly old England at 9:30 in the morning. We're going to have some brekkie, and we're going to kick it off once again with the Minnesota Vikings. Once again, the Minnesota Vikings are the designated road team overseas. And this time around, though, they are not taking on a questionable Steelers team. They are taking on a even more questionable Cleveland Browns. Browns are getting 3.5 as the designated home team. Plus 160 on the money line as the non-conference home dog. Vikings non-conference road favorite, technically minus 190, but it's neutral field. 36 is the total. Christ, I mean, this was my first what in the hell do we do with this mess? Dylan Gabriel will be making his debut start at quarterback, so rookie quarterback debuts. Normally a spot I really like to fade, but I'm going to kick it off this week. We have a fun little rematch from 2017. These two teams, where these two teams played each other the last time, and that was the year that Cleveland went 0-16 with one Hugh Jackson as head coach. The sharps all over. This is again, one of the things I mentioned was like sharps have an angle and they're just going with it. Sharps love the idea that like just bet on the favorite overseas. Underdogs recently have actually been undefeated this year in international games. And if you go back to the last one in 2024, where I think it was the Panthers and the Giants in Germany, you could consider that like it's been 3 straight times that the dog has outright won. I'm just looking at this as a neutral site spot. Like, I get that, like, if you're the Browns, if you're Kevin Stefanski, you have to make a change because your offense is just not it. How is this the spot, though, that you start Dylan Gabriel in London against this Brian Flores defense, who just got burned by, like, one of the most experienced veteran quarterbacks in Aaron Rodgers? And one of the things I missed from last week's handicap is how good he's done against this Minnesota franchise. And this to me is like the way I think about betting this game. This is Cleveland away from home, not necessarily like on the road, but they are not a home. Like if they're not the home team, I don't even want to think about betting them. It's honestly an auto fade for me if Cleveland's not on their home turf. Kevin Stefanski in non-conference games when they're not home, 5-8 straight up, 5-7-1 ATS. They have not won a single game against the NFC in over 2 seasons. Add in on that, it's a rookie quarterback debut. They're 4-12-1 now since 2015. Thank you to Jackson Dart on that. But, you know, if you don't succeed, try again. I'm going to martingale the Vikings minus 3.5 because I lost last week on them. So I'm going to try and double up and break even. That's what I'm doing.
I'm there with you. The big number Sharp Podcast had that I'm going to borrow, not steal. 18-9 ATS Brian Flores against rookie quarterbacks. I think the ATS margin is like over 4 points per game. Tough spot for Dylan Gabriel. First start away. Also, too, last year, Jacksonville in the back-to-back international spot performed very well, did very well. In a game like this where I think the Vikings are slightly the better team and the line's probably close to what it should be, I'm looking for those X factors, and I'm going to take Brian Flores' defense, and I'm going to take the Vikings on the back-to-back international spot and give them the advantage. And one thing I missed last week, which I Honestly, if I had known about it last week, my handicap was I didn't think the Steelers were ready to play in Ireland. What I didn't realize was the Rooney family was like integral in getting the game in Ireland. And that was a miss on my part because if I knew that, I never would have backed the Vikings because that was like a super motivated spot for them. Yeah, I think the Vikings are the
Maybe for
better
the
team.
family, but like, I mean, maybe for the family, but I wouldn't have changed my handicap for that. I guess if your argument would have been like, oh, this might have been a Steelers home crowd, kind of like the whole Jacksonville argument in London, where like, oh, well, Jacksonville's there. Jacksonville's, you might as well consider the home team. Well, like that makes more sense because they do have time over there. They've had multiple games where they're kind of more established. This was like a one and done situation for Pittsburgh. They're not doing 3 games in Ireland. It was like a one and that's it. So that's why I really wasn't sold. And they hadn't done it since like the 90s. But yeah, I think we're in agreement here. We're both on Minnesota here. Here's my question for you. What do we do with this over under? Because it is like one of the, I think it is the lowest we've had all year. It's 36. And we're talking about Brian Flores' defense here, but I'm just thinking like if Dylan Gabriel's an upgrade at quarterback, is this game going to get close? Is this game really going to be like that low scoring? I mean, 36, like on a good day, you would think a Carson Wentz could get to 26, 27 just on their own. You're telling me Cleveland can't get 10?
This to me looks like Vikings under, Browns over. Because I think if you like the Vikings, you're probably with the Sharps looking at Brian Flores' defense. And that means you're probably thinking 20-6, 23-6. You could very easily get, even though the number is very low, you could probably get under. I think if you're favoring the Browns, you're probably looking at, 20 to, 2017, 24-21, 24-20, something in that range. So I think it's probably Browns over, Vikings under, and I like the Vikings, so I'm going with the under. And my favorite, my big bucks beta stat is, we talk about it. The Browns defense away from home, they are not the same defense. And when we look at it this year, it's like that again. 16 points given up week 1 to Cincinnati, 10 against Green Bay at home. 2 road games, 41 against the Ravens, 34 against the Lions.
See, and that's why like I have the reverse correlation here. Like I would think Vikings over, Cleveland under, which I did make a bet. I did Vikings money line and the Browns under 16.5 and got it at plus 110.
Oh, that's not
You
horrible.
probably get it a little bit. You can probably get it a little better now, but Vikings team total, it's only 19.5 to 20. They got over that last week against Pittsburgh. When that defense, I think, sacked Carson Wentz, what was it, 7 times, 6 times? Cleveland, I don't know if they're going to be able to do all that. And even if they do, they still got the points. So I would highly encourage a Vikings team total over, but I think with a rookie quarterback and Flores, I love that under 16.5 just because, I mean, Cleveland has not been able to score yet.
Yeah, that's my one fear for this game is that are the Vikings offensive line just going to get like bushwhacked this game? That's my one fear. That's why this isn't a very high pick because, God, I could just see Carson Wentz getting thrown in the dirt or the turf or whatever they use in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium multiple times.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I got over in this game, but like not with a high degree of confidence. So, all right, jumping on. We got the 1:00 games. We're going to start it off in Jersey, East Rutherford, MetLife Stadium. It's the New York Jets. My apologies. They're catching 1.5 against the non-conference road favorite coming off of a Sunday Night Football tie. The Dallas Cowboys, who are laying the 1.5. Total is 47.5. Monty Mansman, I just want to throw the stat out for you before you give your handicap because we have a non-conference road favorite. So far, 50% on the year, but teams coming off of Sunday Night Football, specifically, you know what? We'll just do both teams. Like, I do have it split, but we'll just go both teams. So teams coming off Sunday Night Football, 5-1 straight up, 4-2 ATS on the year. Do you think that carries over?
This is a tough one because, God, I really want to back the Jets in this game. When, like, thinking about it, Dallas had that emotional, thrilling overtime tie against Green Bay in the Micah Parsons revenge game. And boy, doesn't this look like the most Dallas game ever, where they just come out and lay an absolute stinker against a shit team? Like, how many times have we seen Dallas lose a game like this? Like, how many times?
Oh, God. Wasn't, you know what comes to mind? Week 2 against Derek Carr and the Saints at home.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of line I get. Where I'm pretty sure that was a pick 'em too, or it was a really low score, and they just got mollywopped by. So you want to take the Jets?
You know what's weird? And this has been happening a lot this year, which kind of surprises me. I feel like we don't have the overreactions this year that we do. Like, I would have thought this game, the Jets are 0-4. The Cowboys just played a thrilling game Sunday night. You would think that the line would go and balloon, and this would be, a 4.5, 5.5 point Dallas favorite, and it's not.
You know what it is?
I just can't get there.
I think the sharp bettors. I think the sharp bettors are just like. I think what it is Vegas is getting a little smart. They've set the line and they just know they set it too low. Because if this was at 2, if this gets to 2.5, they're gonna start hammering the Jets. They're gonna bring it back down, and then once it gets to even or Dallas favorite, they're gonna hit Dallas.
Yeah, it got to 3.
You're 100% right.
It got to 3, and then it came back down. I said a lot, but not nothing. I just think Dallas's offense is just too good. I've seen the Jets defense. They're horrible. I've seen this Jets team.
Yeah.
They're horrible. They're coming short rest. Oh, wow, they're at home. So, are they any better at home? They got blown out by Buffalo at home. Dallas Cowboys -1.5. They're the better team. That's simple.
Yeah. I'll give you a couple more stats that I didn't mention. Losing teams coming off of Monday Night Football, 0-4 straight up in ATS this year. And both of these teams, like you said, they have shit defenses. And I know you said that about the Jets. I don't want to discount that Dallas's defense is any good. They got their cornerbacks back. The ones that they paid all the money they could have given Micah Parsons. They did not do well in their return game. The Jets side, like you could say each week, they've given up less and less points. Their defense is slowly getting into a rhythm. They gave up 27 points all year to opposing teams, which, let me remind you, were the Steelers, the Bucks, the Dolphins, and the Bills. The Cowboys have given up 24 in week 1 to Philly. And then since then, they've given up 30 or more to Caleb Williams and the Bears, Jordan Love and the Packers last week on Sunday Night Football. Oh, and the New York Giants hung 37 with Russell Wilson. Let's talk about an interesting spot. Non-conference road favorites, 21-13 ATS, 26-8 since 2024. Over 61% ATS. So let's give a quick math lesson, Money Mansman. There's an implied odds that the Cowboys will cover under a field goal at 52.38% at 1.5. So considering historically teams in this spot are over 61%, You're saying you're getting an over 8% advantage on this line. Now, the implied odds of them winning outright are only 58% at minus 134 or whatever line I said. I think it was minus 125 now. So the implied odds now are even less. So they're saying that there's less than a 58% chance that Dallas outright wins this. But again, teams historically in this spot, they win at a 76% rate. So we're getting like an essentially 20% advantage over Vegas just by playing the spot, not even putting the teams into play. But putting that aside, if this game is a shootout with two bad teams, who do you want to back to win this outright? Do you want Dak Prescott, who we know has multiple fourth quarter overtime wins, who actually got the team to a tie? Or do you want Justin Fields, who has never won a game if their opponent scores more than 20 in 24 professional starts?
That's still a stat? Oh, my God.
That's still a stat. Take Dallas. Do not overthink this. Dallas is the play. This is my over of the week at 47.5. These defenses are bad. I don't think this is going to be a shootout, but my prop play of the week, you can get Justin Fields plus money for him to just throw for 200 passing yards in this game. Add another 41 yards for rushing. You're getting like 1.5 to 1. Or I think it's actually minus 1. It's minus 110 if you add the rushing yards, but if you did 250 combined, like you're getting plus money. So I think this is a game where Dallas's defense will struggle to contain. They do struggle against the rushing quarterbacks, oddly enough. So I think this is a game where Fields fantasy-wise could eat. That's why I am starting him this week, in case I am wrong about Dallas. But, I mean, God, under a field goal, like, this just is ridiculous. There's no way you back the Jets here.
Might be your best handicap of the year, actually. You've turned me from, like, I was really hesitant about this game, feeling like there was something in me that wanted to play the Jets, like, oh, the Jets. I think I heard a couple, like, sharps talking about, like, oh, the Cowboys, this is the letdown spot. I gotta say, I think your handicap was probably your best one of the year. I'm all on the Cowboys now. You have sold me on Dallas.
Well, and you know what? Like, I heard the same sharp say that. Like, this is a Cowboys letdown. Why? Why is this a letdown spot? Like, if anything, you look at this historically, this is a letdown spot for the Jets. The Jets are always this is a spot. Oh my God, Jets are one. We should start backing the Jets. Like, the Jets are just going to be a great bet. They're a home underdog. Like, well, yeah, they're a home underdog because they suck. They haven't won all year. Like, that's the thing. Like, if this was Jet, like you mentioned earlier, I think if we're talking 3 to 4, you're 100% right. The Jets would probably be the right play. This is like damn near close to a.
Oh, by the way, can you imagine the Jets are the type of team where they'll do the Mark Sanchez like tribute, not realizing that he got arrested for like battery. So they're literally, I swear to God, if tomorrow I am going to die if they have thoughts and prayers to Mark Sanchez, who was injured in a stabbing incident, because only the Jets would like do that, not realizing that the guy literally got arrested for battery. I'm telling you, if that happens, I'm going to die. That's
funny shit. All right, I think if we do that, we have to do a double. We have to do a double Cinny if they do a tribute for Mark Sanchez. If you get. I mean, from what I hear, he's alive. Like, I do. Let me throw that out there first before I sound like a total asshole.
We're not rooting for him to like die.
No, like we're assuming the fact that he was arrested afterwards, that he is alive and going to be in a good enough condition to like go to court.
Yeah.
If that wasn't the case,
at the same time, we can't discount the fact that literally the police in Indianapolis, Indiana, or wherever he was in Indiana,
it was Indianapolis.
Thought that there was sufficient probable cause to literally have Mark Sanchez in a hospital bed stabbed and say, Mr. Sanchez, you're under arrest. Like they had probable cause to do that.
By the way.
Mark Sanchez just in the bed.
Really frosty right now, by the way.
Just really frosty. In case we missed it, this is my over of the week. One of my best bets. I'm throwing that out there. All right. Time to move on. Next 1:00 game. It's the fucking Eagles, the fucking Birds, lane 4 at home against. Oh, and I fucked up the record. Denver is 2-2. Coming off Monday Night Football, traveling to Lincoln Financial. They're 4-point dogs, plus 180 on the money line, minus 220 for Philly. The total is 43.5. Yeah, that's right. We got to talk about my team.
The Denver Broncos.
I was gonna say, do you want to? Do?
I'm gonna get this over with. Let's talk about winning teams coming off the Monday Night Football game. So far, it's 50% ATS, but they are 3-1 straight up. My takeaway, like looking at this, both of these teams are just so damn inconsistent that it's beyond frustrating. Denver is still, this year, in 4 NFL games, they have not had a deficit in the fourth quarter, and they're only 2-2. Beating the Titans and the Bengals backup quarterback, the literal worst of the NFL, is what we can do. And now we're going up against the reigning, defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, who are 4-0. They've won 18 of their last 21. And this is the spot again. The Sharps I've listened to, they're saying, oh, this is the spot. You must take Denver +4. Like, Denver with the points is the play. Like, how do you not play it? Let's look. Why would you? Well, Denver's 3-1-1 ATS under Sean Payton in non-conference road spots. And you know what? I'm fading that. I don't care. I couldn't tell you why there's a lot of sharp money going on Denver, but what I can tell you is I've seen this spot before with the Broncos multiple times. We do not show up at Lincoln Financial Field for whatever reason. We have always struggled. We have always lost to this Eagles team in some embarrassing capacity. It's never even like close. Philly's getting 57% of the bets, but they're getting half the money. So there are sharps just keeping this hung at 3.5, 4. Fucking, it kills me. I just don't get. Broncos 1-6 all time in Philadelphia. They haven't won there since John Elway in '86. We're talking about 40 years of football since the Eagles have lost to the Denver Broncos at home. Eagles 6-2 ATS, 8-0 straight up, hosting an AFC team. And just again, now let's just say you want to ignore that. Well, what are we betting on here? You're going to bet on Bo Nix as an underdog? Not sure that's a good idea. He's 4-7 ATS. He hasn't. Oh yeah, that's right. He hasn't won ever as an underdog. He's 0-7, 1-6 ATS in his last 7 games as an underdog. Philadelphia was like this close to being my survivor pick. I want to hang on to them for later in the year just in case. And there was another spot I'm going to try it with and just get it over. Like, it's a spot where it's early enough. I'm going to get it over with. And if I'm wrong, I have a feeling a lot of people are going to get even more knocked out of Survivor, including the ones that took the Rams this week. Like, it's one of those spots where, like, if I'm wrong, I'm going to have to eat it. But I'm just so, like, this was, like, second best bet, like, Philadelphia under 4. But it's at 4 right now, so I would still take it, but they have the Thursday Night Football look ahead to the Giants, and teams in that spot have done really well this year, 6-2 ATS. So I just think the spot heavily favors Philly too much. And now we're into the spot where the receivers are getting pissed off about their workload. So I just know that Justin Fields is going to probably try to throw the ball more. Or if they're smart, they're just going to let Saquon beat us, and we'll lose. Because I've seen that before too. So, Mansman, I'm done. I'm picking Philly. Either tell me why I'm wrong or give me your thoughts and break my heart.
You know, I wouldn't have made this my fade of the week, except literally I faded the Eagles the last 2 weeks and ate crap for doing so.
Let's see here. You faded them with the Bucks, and that killed you. And then, the Rams was a heartbreaker. I got to give you that.
No, I mean, it feels like the problem is with this game, like this is probably a no bet for me. Like this Eagles team is not that good. I don't know. They feel like the Chiefs last year, where it's like they just keep winning, and I don't know how. They get killed in the stats every game. They get ridiculous turnovers. This team should probably be like 2-2. And they just keep winning. And now they're at home. And I think they've won like 12 straight at home. I think if they win this week, it's a record. Denver just beat up on a tomato can team. This is like the ultimate Denver Broncos, like step up in class spot on the road where Bo Nix gets abused. I don't know who I'm going to play in the contest. I really want to play Denver. I want to play Denver emotionally, but everything in this spot, like other than the number, like God, I could just see the Eagles winning this game like 24-20 again. I don't know. We'll see. I wouldn't bet Denver to win, that's for sure. I wouldn't bet Denver and Survivor. Not that anyone would. That'd be stupid, but
yeah, no, if anything, I would go Philly. The one thing I would say that gives me hesitancy in terms of the spread, Eagles, they're not that great. They're a lot like Denver in the sense that they give up a lot of yards, but they do a lot of bend but don't break. And what I mean is, like, it's a lot of yards, but they don't give up a lot of touchdowns. Like, they're 15th in passing yards allowed, middle of the pack. They're, like, 20th in rushing yards allowed. Still middle of the pack, but they've only allowed 4 red zone touchdowns, and they've only allowed 5 through the air. 3 on the ground, but only 4 in the end zone. So, it's like 50% red zone status still going into week 5. That's not with Bo Nix. I mean, even if Bo Nix gets in the red zone, I think we're talking about a game of field goals. And I have a feeling Denver's going to do a lot of the same thing. And it's going to be a matter of which defense breaks first. And especially too, Denver, like when they blitz, they send 5, they send 6. A lot of the times it's because they just have so much trust in Patrick Surtain, but other than him, I don't know what we're going to be able to do. Philadelphia, like, okay, if we're gonna single cover Devonta and AJ Brown, all right, put Dallas Goedert straight down the middle. We're gonna throw to him. Okay, if that doesn't work, we'll screen bubble to Saquon. We'll have him truck people. Denver, I just think has like, it's not the same caliber of weapons. It's like, it's almost they're almost the same, but Philadelphia is just so much better. Like, that's the only way I could explain it. Like, Denver is like a B squad version of what Philly could do. And Philly is playing like a B squad. That's what makes this so difficult. That's what kills me. And Denver feels like they should be A squad. They should be the better team. They should be 4-0, and they're just not. And that's what kills me. With that, under 43.5 is my, like I said, I think defense comes to play. It's just which one will break. I think it will be Denver, sadly.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a sneaky over. Both teams, you normally think of defense, but I think it's going to be a close game. So I'm going to go over. I don't know. I probably will play Denver just because I fade the Eagles every week, but I don't know. It's just, I don't like the fact that Denver cruised on Monday night at home against the tomato can. Big step up in competition, and normally when that happens, the results are not very good.
All right, moving on. I think this one will be quick. Baltimore catching 1.5 now at home, hosting the Texans, who are now minus 125 road favorites. Both teams 1-3. Total is 40.5. We're gonna get Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, and all them. Now it's no Lamar, essentially no Ravens defense. And the Texans are coming off what I want to say is probably their biggest win on the year. Yeah, I think we're going to be quick, but Mansman, quick thoughts, comments, concerns. Where are you at on this one?
Yeah, sure. I didn't make the Eagles my fade of the week. I'm going to make the Houston Texans my fade of the week. I'm going with the
What?
Baltimore Ravens. I'm going with the Baltimore
Wow.
Ravens plus money. Why? Here's my complicated handicap. What on God's green earth makes the Houston Texans be a favorite in any game ever? I know the Ravens are good. They're at home. Houston's one of the worst teams in football. What, Houston's back because they put a 26 burger on the Tennessee Titans who missed 15 field goals in that game? I mean, that game was what, like 6-0 in the third quarter before everything went to shit? The Houston Texans win a game and they're a favorite. They should not be a favorite. The Houston Texans are not a good team. They are one of the worst teams in football. CJ Stroud is a shell of himself. And you know what? You know what the problem with the Ravens is? Their defense sucks. Well, thank God they have one of the worst offenses in football coming into town. I think this is going to be a surprise watch. There are going to be people, stupid people, who are going to bet the Texans in Survivor, and they're going to be out. The Ravens are going to win this game. Fade of the week.
This is going to be
Ravens.
This is going to be a bad Survivor week. This is that kind of week where there's going to be a lot of Survivor entries that are going to say night night.
Not to mention, historically, the Texans don't beat the Ravens. I think it's 8 straight now. Ravens over the Texans.
They do not. I was going to say, do we have any idea what's going on with the leaderboard right now? They have not updated it. I was going to say, we're about 50% on the DK Survivor pool right now, and I know I have to think a good majority took the Rams last night. If we're already at 50% coming to week 5.
Oh, are we really? A lot of people. We were not at 50% before.
I was gonna say we're at least at 50% now, and it's only week 5. This could be an ugly week for Survivor. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do a little bit of a mulligan here. This is also going to be my fate of the week. I am taking the Ravens plus 1.5 here, and I'm going to take them to win outright.
Look at that.
Yeah, I'm 100% on the same page with you on this one. Look, the trend I had for this game was that Houston has never won an M&T Bank Stadium. There is no good professional side to betting on this Ravens team right now. This line opened at 7.5 minus for the Ravens. Because of these injuries, because Lamar Jackson is out, it's now plus 1.5. You can make the arguments here and there. I heard one sharp handicap where he made sense of like why Lamar is so important that it's 10 points. I've also heard like another sharp better from another podcast who basically just said that argument is such bullshit. It's the line is just what it is for that week in that situation. And that is it. And that to me just makes a lot more sense. It's not Lamar Jackson, it's Cooper Rush, and it's a banged up defense. Okay. You're basically telling me that line value doesn't mean shit if you're not on the right side of it still. Yeah, I kind of agree with that sentiment. Line value doesn't mean it's a good play if the team you're betting on is decimated in every position and looking like a D2 squad when they were healthy. But at the same time, like I have a weird feeling that the public is just so off of this Ravens team because of how bad they lost to the Chiefs. The fact that it looked like Lamar had quit when really he was injured and the injury was that serious. And this is either going to be one of two things. This could be the CJ Stroud wake-up game because if the Ravens defense is any worse than they have been all year, this is the spot where CJ Stroud just gets up. He beats on a bad NFL team. And he beats up their second and third stringers. But this is what I really think is going to happen. The Ravens still have Derrick Henry, I believe. They still have Zay Flowers, last I checked. I think they still have Mark Andrews. If they don't have them, they have Isaiah Likely. He's just as good. Rashad Bateman, DeAndre Hopkins, like, they still have a lot of weapons on that offense. And Cooper Rush, like, besides the fact that last week he kind of came into a dead ball spot, he's not a horrendous backup quarterback as a starter. He's actually on par, I think, in the competitiveness field. I'd put him on par with like a Trevor Lawrence. And the Texans lost to Trevor Lawrence 2 weeks ago. Cooper Rush, like, he's actually, like I said, not that bad. He's 9-5 straight up in games that he started. He won 4 of his last 6 with Dallas when the similar narrative was that this is a dead team walking. Dallas sucks. Cooper Rush could come in and beat this Texans team. I've seen this Texans team with, like, this Texans team is literally Davis Mills away from 2020. That's my handicap. This is essentially Davis Mills 2.0. Coming into backup Baltimore on the road. And I'm getting the points with Baltimore. I think that's a valuable spot. I'm not going to lose my money on the Texans just yet, even if the spot is favorable to them. I don't want to do it. So, double fade of the week, Ravens plus 1.5.
Yep. And don't forget, this is a Mansman special. Arthur Jones, defensive tackle, Super Bowl winner for the Baltimore Ravens, just passed away.
Oh, boy.
We remember the Demaryius Thomas game. This could be the Arthur Jones game. Ravens defense going to win one for Arthur Jones. Telling you, Ravens are a live dog. This is a live dog.
I feel like me and you are going to have to make a court bet just on that alone. Oh, boy. This is going to get ugly. All right, moving on. We are going into Indianapolis. Unlike Mr. Mark Sanchez, the Colts are home finally, laying 7 against the Las Vegas Raiders and Geno Smith, who are plus 270 road underdogs, minus 340 for the Colts. Over-unders 44. 1 o'clock at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Money Mansman. I believe it's my go.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of a default handicap, but this is what I'm going to go with.
Killer whale, orca!
This is going to be my best bet of the week. Give me the Colts minus 7 at home at just under a touchdown with the extra point. Statistically speaking, this Raiders team they have a better chance to cover than they do to win outright. As road underdogs in the last 10, they're 4-6 ATS and 2-8 straight up. They did beat the Patriots earlier this year in this spot, but that was more of like, for me, a fade of a coach debut in Mike Vrabel and just kind of fading Drake May given the spot. But the Colts, on the other hand, this is a very good spot to back them. 6-2 ATS, 8-0 straight up since 2023 as home favorites. This team does not lose when they are the favorites at home. I'm not one to overthink this and get lost too much in the trends. This is just my general observation. Chip Kelly is royally fucking up what this Raiders offense could be. Geno Smith is one of the most serviceable quarterbacks you could have in this league, and he is playing like a 34th, 35th ranked quarterback. You drafted Ashton Genty coming off a Heisman caliber performance, and the first thing you do is make him change his stance. And you put him in essentially like a running back committee. And coming off a 100+ game, this Raiders team still finds a way to lose. Meanwhile, this man named fucking Jim Bob Cooter, the coordinator for the Colts, has breathed life into this Colts offense that was essentially written off for dead in the offseason with fucking Daniel Jones. I mean, at worst, this number I think could be indicative of a trap spot. I don't like backing Daniel Jones as a big favorite. I hate the idea of doing it normally. I would say I'd hate doing it against 90% of this NFL. The Raiders, unfortunately, they fall under that 10% bracket. 3 straight losses, 3 straight failed covers. This is team number 1 on Big Buck's auto fade list.
Oh, wow.
I am not betting on the Raiders under any capacity until they prove me wrong. And with that said, like, I could get into the totals here. I do have, ironically enough, I have a Raiders prop I'm going to give out after I let you go, but Colts under like 7 or less. I mean, the way this Raiders team has been playing, I'm not going to say slam dunk, but out of all the other favorites right here, I just think that the way these two teams are playing with the Colts at home, I'm not overthinking this. I'm not going to try and find an angle where the Raiders could do this. I'm not going to say Max Crosby's going to have the game of his career and keep Daniel Jones in check. Daniel Jones I think he's only thrown 1 touchdown a game. And they've still been fucking winning left and right. And I think you can make the argument, if it wasn't for that Tutu Atwell nonsense last week, they could have hung on to beat the Rams or at least cover. So I think last week proved the Colts are not as bad as we had anticipated. So best bet, give me the Colts.
Yeah, I'm not that far. I could definitely see the Raiders pulling out a cover here, but I think you flick a chip on Indianapolis. They're really good as favorites. They're really good as favorites at home. They get a big step down in competition after a tough loss. And the Raiders kind of had their bounce back game against the Bears. The big thing here, I mean, I think the Colts are top 10 in turnovers created on defense. Let me see. Yeah, tied for 6th with 1.5 turnovers a game. The Raiders are one of the worst teams in the league turning the ball over. Geno Smith is throwing interceptions like candy. He's giving out Halloween candy early. I just think, the turnovers.
Every week is Halloween in Vegas.
Yeah, I think it's just too many turnovers for the Raiders. I've seen this story before. I think you just gotta. I don't really like the number that much because you really are. Indianapolis is getting a lot of respect, and now we're getting into once the buys start. Now we're really going to see who the real teams are. The first 4 weeks of chaos are over. Let's see who's for real. But I think until stated otherwise, I think you just flick a chip on the Colts and hope for the best.
I'm not going to talk myself into betting a team on my auto fade. Like 3 weeks in a row, and especially in chaos week where anything can happen. Like, and again, like I want to reiterate, I don't think this is like any one player's fault. If anything, like I know Pete Carroll knows what to do, but the fact that like, you let Chip Kelly make all these changes. You don't let Geno do what he's normally comfortable doing. Like, I just feel like this Raiders team was trying to be too cute and reinventing the wheel when they really should just like sit back, let these guys do what they do best and just exploit their benefits rather than focusing so much on them fixing what they think is weaknesses. Just let them do what they got to do. And like, that's the thing with Geno. He's going to throw interceptions, but if you let him keep throwing, he'll get you 3 touchdowns, maybe 4 if you get lucky, and he'll catch you up. But, Ashton Genty, feed him the ball. Don't do the split back committee. Like, he's the kind of guy right now, especially in his rookie year. Feed the rock to him. I don't get what the fuck this Raiders offensive scheme is. I don't think the Raiders have any identity. I think the Colts have finally figured it out, and I think they just realized this is the best version of their offense we've seen since maybe Phillip Rivers. Maybe. And even then, it wasn't that good. So I last week proved to me that I think the Colts are for real. That's why I'm doing this. My prop, though, I wanted to say, the Colts defense, the one argument I've heard, Colts defense has been really bad against the pass. They're 19th in passing yards allowed. They're 25th in passing touchdowns. Geno, again, like for what it's worth, last week he had 3 passing touchdowns. The week before he had 2. For him to get 2 touchdowns here, plus 135.
Oh, wow. I'll tell you what, with your Indy -7 spread, that's going to be a nice little juicy reverse correlation there.
5-1.
Yep, it makes sense. There you go.
So my prop play, I'm throwing a unit on that. I'm throwing a half unit on that little parlay, and I might throw a half unit on this with the game total on the over at 48, because this could be a big scoring game. Like I don't think it's going to be close, but this to me has like 35-20 with a late over cover all over it.
Yeah, I think this is over.
All right. Next game. Unfortunately, we're on to the shit game of the week for week 5. I don't have much for this, so Mansman, I'm going to defer to you on this. It's the Carolina Panthers at home in Bank of America Stadium. Basically, at a pick 'em on the spread. They're plus even money on the money line. They're hosting the goddamn Dolphins. 1-3, coming off a Monday Night Football win, -120. The total is 43.5. I don't know why I split it with the 43.5 and the 44. Right now, it sits at 44 even.
Fuck you, Dolphin!
Yeah, fuck this game. Fuck the Dolphins. I got nothing really pertinent to say other than that. Mansman, what's your play?
So sometimes in a week like this, you got to go down the rabbit hole. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You know me. I think I bet against Carolina every week with varying degrees of success. I bet against them last week. That was easy. I had a win by like halftime, thereabout. But the Panthers, strangely enough, 7 straight covers as underdogs following a loss.
Really?
Now, Miami has won their last 5 as road favorites against the NFC. But they're coming off a Monday night game. They had their win. Mike McDaniel still has a job for right now, somehow.
Yeah.
They're playing another shit team on the road. Short week. No Tyreek Hill. He's getting cut at the end of the season. You know what this sounds like to me? Sounds like a Miami quit week. They got their win. Everything's good. They don't need to play. Bryce Young, time for the bounce back spot. Dog of the week, the Carolina Panthers.
Wow.
It's
you
a Ron
sure?
Mansman. It's a Ron Mansman special. They got
Oh boy.
Ron Mansman special, the close your eyes special. Team underperforms the spread, gets killed. Back at home against a shit team. Miami's still not good. Oh, wow, Miami won. They beat the Jets. So, remember when Miami was the worst team in the league like a couple weeks ago? And now they're a favorite. Should Miami be a favorite in any game ever? No. There you go. That's simple. Carolina Panthers, dog of the week.
Oh boy. We're gonna go head to head here, but not. I've already given out my best bet, so it's obviously not that.
Mm-hmm.
Miami leads the head to head matchup 6-2 straight up. Personally, like I don't know if it's underthinking. I don't know if it's just I'm looking at what it is. I prefer Tua over Bryce Young. I prefer McDaniels over Canales right now in terms of head coach, but we could scratch those. This to me is my simple handicap. It's Bryce Young against the AFC. He's 1-9 as a starter. And Tua in the NFC is 6-3, especially he's 6-3 in non-conference road games. So to me, I look at this, statistically speaking, Tua does better on the road here than Bryce Young does against the fact that it's an AFC team. I'm going with the Dolphins, but you're very I can't disagree with what your logic. I don't hate what you said. Makes sense.
Wow, is this an interesting system play I just stumbled on? Is this true? The NFC teams at home against the AFC first 4 weeks of the season, 7-2 overall. Is that true?
Say that one more time.
NFC teams at home against the AFC last 4 weeks, 7-2. Straight up. Wow, that's crazy. So big NFC advantage.
Oh, maybe is that why my numbers are jacked? Maybe that would make sense. I had 7-3, but I'm trying to think of where I got that, and I think it was the non-conference game. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, it could be the international game didn't count. Maybe. That's probably what it was. It's probably the international game.
New Orleans at Buffalo, Carolina at New England, Chicago at Vegas. Maybe
remember,
there's one that's short.
Remember, it needs to be NFC home. Bills were at home.
Yeah.
NFC home. NFC home. So the Bills Saints game.
Oh, you want NFC home.
It's got to be NFC home.
Oh, NFC home. Oh, in that case, I have 7-2.
Yeah, wow. Okay, wow. I like it. Dog of the week. Going. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel here. We only got 13 games.
All right, we're over the halfway point. We're still in the 1 o'clock window though. Shit game number 2 of the week. It's the New Orleans Saints laying 2 at home with Spencer Rattler at quarterback still, -130 on the money line. They're hosting Jackson Dart and the New Jersey Giants. +110 on the money line. They're catching 2. Over under is 42 at Caesar Superdome in New Orleans. Spencer Rattler is a favorite. Let me say that one more time. Spencer Rattler and the New Orleans Saints are favored against the Giants. Rattler is 0-10 as a starting quarterback. The Saints haven't been a home favorite since Derek Carr started for them last year. The Giants, although, have not won 6 straight as road underdogs, but they did cover against Dallas to make it 1-5 ATS. Dayball is a road dog, 3-14 straight up, and Saints at home in their last 5 against the Giants have gone 4-1, but that's historical. A lot of that was Drew Brees. I mean, besides the Seahawks game, the sharp angle on the Saints is that they play a lot of close football. And they've been playing good football overall. It's just they're not better than their opponents. It's degrees of, I guess, success and variance. But I remember hearing that about the Panthers last year. One of the things was that, last year when the Panthers were big underdogs, they were getting a lot of points and playing a team where, could they just keep it within that spread? Is that number too high? You would bet on the Panthers plus the points, but you knew better than to play the money line. And this to me just feels like the same thing. I want no parts of the Saints laying points. They haven't won with Spencer Rattler yet. That's my thing. He has not won a single NFL game. We're going to buy him as a favorite. I guess it's a no play, but if I had to, gun to my head, make a Giants +2. That's the sharp angle. And not that I think they'll win, but doesn't this just feel like I'm trying to think. Doesn't this
17,
just feel
16? Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be 17-13. Dayball starts driving with 2 minutes to go. He kicks a 3 on 4th and 1. Loses. Saints don't cover, but they win.
No,
or
I'm
vice
thinking like the
versa.
Giants get a game-tying touchdown, except they shank the extra point and lose.
I mean, or the Saints, like it could very well happen to them.
Well, to be fair, that happened last year. I lost money on that shanked fucking kick from the Saints.
I don't want to bet on the Saints. They're not going to win with Rattler right now. They haven't won yet. I don't know why we're going to start jumping to the ticket count. Mr. Bookie, here's $100. Please put it on the Saints. Spread money line. I don't care. Just take it.
It doesn't matter.
It does. That's what this game feels like. Here, just take my money. Do you want to pick a side? Nope, just take it.
I don't have much to add. If the Giants didn't win last week, I would have said like 100% this would be a game to back them just because of the line. But with them winning, I don't know though. Even if New Orleans wins, do I see them winning by a lot? No. And like you said, Spencer Rattler, 0-10. Like, you can lose a lot of money waiting for Spencer Rattler to win his first NFL game. Should they win? Probably. But this could also be a Jackson Dart revenge game. He's from, Ole Miss. He's from the SEC. From Louisiana. Didn't get picked.
Ooh.
I'm not backing the Saints, that's for sure. I think I'd probably tease up the Giants. Gonna have a little tease.
Yeah. I want no parts of the Giants, personally, even in a teaser. The one advantage I was able to find was the Thursday Night Football look ahead. Teams have gone really good. I think it's 6-2. I said it earlier with Philly. This could be the spot they show up, and then next week I'll fade the shit out of them and just hammer the Eagles on Thursday.
Oh, man, what a good week it could be. I got it already. Giants find a way to claw this game out and win. The Eagles lose to Denver at home, and then the Eagles just spank the Giants next week. That would be a heck of a.
I would love that.
Parlay there. Yep.
All right. We're finally into the 4:00 window. Seattle back at home. They are, God, I really shanked the fucking numbers. Both teams 3-1. Seattle is laying 3.5 at home, -190, hosting the Tampa Bay Bucks, +160. Over under is 44.5 at Lumen Field. And Money Management, I do believe it is your go. I had the hardest time with this one. This was the last one I had to pick.
Yep. This is a tough one for me.
What's your take? I mean, God, it's like Baker on the road or Sam Darnold. Remind me if I'm wrong. Coming off Thursday Night Football with the scrape away win.
Yeah, the mini bye concerns me. I mean, if you look at the Bucs defense, maybe you can make a case that the Bucs defense has been a little unlucky. They're 9th in the league, giving up passing yards, 5th in the league, giving up rushing yards. So they're a good defense, like yardage-wise, statistically. They're not getting any turnovers, and they're 20th in scoring. So maybe you could say that maybe their defense is a little, and the Seahawks offense, 6th in scoring, even though their yardage isn't good. I just wonder, I just don't know. The Seahawks defense is good. They're coming off Thursday night. The number, it feels a little high, but we know the Seahawks have a good home field. I feel like it's a tough spot for Tampa. Another tough game. These two teams seem really close to me. This is a tough one. I could see this going either way. I actually think this could be a really good game. I will go with Seattle. Boy, I could see this game being really close, though. Couple points either way. Tough game. I'm curious what you're thinking.
I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah, you do. Okay. Yeah, you do.
I don't. This is my dog of the week, though. I'm gonna do it. Tampa plus 160 money line to get the win on the road. Nope, that's from last week. My apologies. Here we go.
Well, power ranking support. Interesting.
The money line. Baker does really well in this spot. 11-3 ATS as a road dog since 2023. He's 6-2 ATS, 5-3 straight up against NFC teams. I just think this is going to be a very defensive game, like you said. I think for Sam Darnold, this might be his hardest test this year. Historically speaking, the Bucs have either won outright or covered this 3.5 against the Seahawks in their last 7 head-to-heads, including a neutral site in Germany with Brady. But what concerns me is no Bucky Irving, no Mike Evans. Knowing Baker Mayfield, he's worked with less. That doesn't concern me as much. What concerns me is, like, the more I've watched Seattle, taking away the Saints game, it's a lot of opening drive scores. It's a lot of late scores, I should say. Like, kind of like Thursday Night Football. Like, they got an early lead, and then they didn't do anything with it. And then fourth quarter hung around. Arizona came back. And then Sam Darnold basically had to go get the win. And then I'm remembering against Pittsburgh, it was a little bit close, and then Seattle kind of just took it over. And then I'm thinking they hung around close with the Niners, but the Niners were a little bit better, and they lost. And I'm trying to think, yeah, we already got rid of the Saints. I just think that, like, the way I see this is, like, if you let Baker hang around close, we've seen this before. Baker will find a way to win. He will drive you down the field in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes. And do I want to back a Sam Darnold under a touchdown when Baker Mayfield does what he does? I don't. No Bucky Irving, but Rashad White, I think, is still on the team. I know he's a decent running back. I have no concerns there. Amika Ibuka, Chris Godwin, they'll be the 1 and 2. That'll be fine. The one thing that I've heard is that Seattle is really good against quarterback pressure, and they only really rush 4. They're like one of the lowest teams on the blitz. I'm trusting Todd Bowles with that, though. I mean, Todd Bowles, I feel like, with the defensive mind, will kind of know how to handle that situation for Baker. And I don't see this being a game where, like, Kyler Murray, where he's just struggling to get the ball to one receiver, and that receiver literally gives the ball away to the other team, or just throws dead incompletes. Like, I think Seattle's getting a big step up, even with the extra rest. And this, to me, just looks like a Seattle sleepy time spot. Tampa, what happened week 4? Didn't they lose to Philly?
Yeah.
Heartbreaking fashion. Baker couldn't get it done once again. I mean, Baker's just proved that no matter the situation, he's gonna go for it, and you can't let him hang close because he may steal the win every time. And I just feel like if Seattle tries to do that, they're gonna lose.
I gotta say, I mean, the thing with Tampa, my only fear is they beat the Jets, Texans, and Falcons by 6 points total. Doesn't look that great anymore.
I don't need points. I just need the win. I mean,
no,
that's all I'm saying.
hey, I'm right there with you. Find a way. Win anyway, anyhow. I'm right there with you.
I think that's the thing about Tampa. They play close. And I just don't think the line is accurately indicative of where they sit. Like, to me, this is a pick'em. This is a pick'em type game. And in that case, I probably would pick Seattle, but I think I'm getting great point value at 3.5.
I gotta say the 3.5 is scary. The 3.5 may give me pause.
Yeah, I took Tampa on a teaser, so I took them to 9.5. Chef gets there. I'm happy with it. But I'm going Tampa money line. This to me, after 4 weeks of Seattle football, you basically beaten the Saints. You barely beat Kyler Murray. You barely, honest to God, you barely beat Aaron Rodgers up until that fourth quarter when it got slightly out of hand. You lost to the Niners in what really looks like a really bad performance. Although that could have just been a situation spot. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna trust my gut here and take the Bucks. That's my handicap. But I do love the over in this game. Or sorry, no, it's the under. I like the under because I think this is a defensive game. I think this is the spot where Sam Darnold struggles because if they take away Jackson Njigba, I remember Thursday night he missed a lot of wide open throws. I remember he missed a lot of third down. Could be an ugly game for Darnold. Mansman, any thoughts on that?
Are you talking about over under or?
Yeah, over under 44, I think is the number.
I like the over just because I expect the game to be close regardless. So it's a lot of times people think close games under, but to me, I think you're going to have, I think it could be a sneaky over game. This game feels like one that could make it to overtime. So if both teams are going to score, I tend to favor the over.
Fair enough.
We know Baker could sling it. We know he's not afraid to sling it.
No, he ain't. All right, next 4 o'clock game. It's the Arizona Cardinals. Speaking of those goddamn Cardinals, the Cardinals 2-2 coming off the Thursday Night Football loss. They are hosting the Tennessee Titans and Cam Ward. Let's be honest, they're ass. Titans are 7.5 point non-conference road dogs, plus 325. The Cardinals minus 475. The over-under is 44.5. For those of you at home who were watching at the beginning of this episode, I did mention this earlier. This is my survivor pick of the week. I am going with Arizona, and I am going to hang on to dear life on this pick because it's Arizona, and they're known to fuck up situations like this. Kyler Murray is also known to fuck up a wet dream. So, Christ, this is gross. All right, Mansman.
Yeah, so I'll keep mine. I'll keep mine quick too, as well. Best bet: Arizona Cardinals. 7 straight covers against the AFC. We know this is the type of game that Arizona just beats up on the opposition. They beat up bad teams. Kyler Murray looks great. Everyone loves Arizona. They're coming off that Thursday night loss. Tough loss. They're getting a significant drop down in competition. Need I say more? Titans are the worst team in football, like not even close. And they're running into a team at home that basically gets fat off of beating up teams like this. So this will be a blowout. Honestly, the over is 41.5. I think Arizona may get that themselves. This is going to be ugly. Arizona will win this game substantially. I have 2 survivor entries. I'd play Arizona in both, except I used them in one of my entries already. So I'm going to use it in the other one, though. I agree. I think Arizona is a lock this week. This is the type of game they're just going to beat up on them.
Yeah, Tennessee's also on my auto fade list. They're the only other team right now. 4 straight losses. Depending on the number you got week 1, 3 or 4 straight failed covers. This team is that bad. Here we go. Let's give you some reminders. Tennessee is 3-18 straight up in ATS under their head coach. I'm not going to take them as the Ronald Mansman special. They're the exception this year. I don't care if they underperformed the spread by over 19 last week. I'm not going to go be a Barney and just do Arizona money line in my parlay or tease them down to 2.5. This is a 7.5 or nothing. And I'm going to bet on Kyler Murray. I hate betting on him as a favorite. I like betting on him as a dog, but last week I faded him as a dog and bet on the other team as a favorite, and I won. Feel like I squeaked away with it a little bit, but I got it. And the Cardinals won at 4 of their last 5 as home favorites. And again, betting on Kyler Murray at more than a touchdown. He couldn't cover 6.5 against the Panthers 3 weeks ago. Barely beat the Panthers by 7 in week 1. And they lost to the Niners in a game where they probably should have gone on to win outright. But yeah, I don't want any parts of backing this Tennessee team anymore. I'm not going to convince myself that Tennessee is the sharp side, unlike some sharp pro bettors who are looking at this in terms of numbers. They're just seeing 7.5, 8, and this team was really bad last week, and this is too much value. It's like, well, maybe 3 years ago that would have made sense, but the Titans team is that bad. Like, they are so horrendous.
I'm just gonna say I'm glad we didn't get together last week because we would have been catching fire with the Titans pick. We would have been catching mad fire.
Oh, it would have been gone. We would have got a new bottle. It would have been gone. Would have been rough. But no, I'm not gonna trick myself. I'm not gonna try and say like, well, this is a sharp angle. You know, I'm looking at the bets, and it's 54% Arizona, 70% of the money. I mean, what else is there to say? Like, even Joe Public has realized how bad this Titans. And each week, Joe Public is profiting. Each week, the books are just begging people, please bet on Tennessee. Please take the points. We'll give you extra. And it doesn't matter because they still lose. And Joe Public has just been raking in money betting against this Titans team.
Not us. The only people.
Not us. Money man's been. You're on the right side here. Cardinals minus 7.5. You've convinced me that I'm going to lock in Cardinals as my survivor. I was going to switch them, but I'm not going to do it.
Nope.
If you haven't done this other survivor pick though, it's in contention as well. Detroit 3-1, traveling on the road as a 10-point non-conference road favorite to the Cincinnati Bengals, who are coming off 2 straight losses. I want to say they are 10-point home dog. Lost by 25 last week on Monday Night Football to the Denver Broncos. Plus 425 on the money line. Over under is 49.5. Jesus Crow. If this is not the most lopsided line we have seen all freaking year. Oh my God.
I mean, we did get like a 17.5 last week in Buffalo and didn't work out.
I had a weird feeling about that too. I'm glad I didn't bet it. Okay, Cincinnati, they're literally a game away from the auto fade list, but I have them on auto fade anyways. As long as Jake Browning is under center. And I don't even think it's the poor guy's fault. He's putting up serviceable performances as a backup. Like, he's doing his job. He's not turning the ball over, is what I mean. Like, that's about it. He's not really turning the ball over. But other than that, he's not doing diddly dick for the fucking Bengals. The Bengals penalties on Monday night are very concerning to me. Like, it was bad enough you lose to Denver, but just the penalties. To out-penalize Denver takes talent this year. Denver is just, like, penalty crazy. They don't give a shit. Sean Payton probably has another hit list out for fucking, what the fuck was, what was the one gate he had where Bounty Gate, like, this could be Bounty Gate 2.0 the way Denver's defense is getting flags. Christ, the way things are going, Zach Taylor might be on the hot seat. And losing teams coming off Monday Night Football do not do well. They're 0-4 straight up in ATS this year, and I think especially with this Bengals team as bad as they are, nothing much more to say. You just back the Lions, you dive in, jump off the ledge, and just go for it. It's Dan Campbell, big favorite. Oh, and by the way, David Montgomery homecoming game, if you haven't heard, is going to be a big factor in this. I think that convinced me. Polar opposite of a death, it's actually his sister is going to see him play for the first time. His sister was in a car accident years ago. And I believe it's left her paralyzed, so she hasn't ever been able to see him play, but they're going to make a special accommodation. This will be the first game.
Okay, David Montgomery. Oh, by the way, David Montgomery, 4 straight years he scored a week 5 touchdown. So he will be getting a touchdown in this game. That's guaranteed.
Okay, we're
What
gonna
else
bet
is
that.
guaranteed? You are right. This will be my other survivor play. Yeah, I think it's what is it now? 8 straight road favorite following a win covers. Oh, 8 straight wins is road favorites. What's the other one I found here? Hold on.
Oh Christ,
Oh,
David Montgomery is almost a minus 200 anytime
oh,
touchdown.
Lions have covered the spread in their last 14 road games following a win. No, you want to see something funny? Look at the statistics. Like, look at the Lions where they're ranked in the league and like everything, and look at the Bengals. It's funny. You know, the Bengals have lost their last 2 games by a combined score of 76-13. It's not
Jesus,
gonna get it. It's not gonna get any better. This is a Lions
God.
or nothing here. It's just yeah.
Just do we declare this like the unspeakable name? You know what? I'm not going to do it for David Montgomery's sake because I know it's a special game for him. I really want to declare this the unspeakable.
The mortgage bet.
The mortgage bet. I really want to declare it. I won't. I should.
That's a good pickup, the home car. I mean, like, bro, if it's like 34-3 and he doesn't have a touchdown, they're gonna feed him the ball. Like, you could see it already. I could see him getting the touchdown. Maybe she's in like the first row somewhere. She gets the touchdown game ball, or like in the locker room, she gets the game. I mean, you can just see. Honestly, what's his 2 touchdowns? Like, you might get 2 touchdowns.
2
Are we gonna play the touchdown ladder for freaking David Montgomery?
I mean, we could.
First touchdown, 2 touchdowns.
It's there if you want to play it.
Well,
yeah, I got how much. I really want to play under 49.5 here. I mean, are the Bengals going to score? Are they really going to score?
No, like, the problem is they gave up 48 to the Vikings themselves. The Lions could put up 50. Fuck.
Christ, they could. That's what's so scary. They could hit this total on their own. And you know they will. You know Dan Campbell will. He doesn't give a shit. He'll run that.
You know what would be ballsy? You know what would be ballsy? Play the game over, Bengals under.
All right, game over. Oh God, this is going to be scary. What is the Bengals team total? It's 20.
That seems very high.
The Bengals.
That seems really fucking high for this game.
5-1, bro. It's 5-1.
Bro, that seems really high.
Oh my God.
Is it really 5 to? That's.
I swear to Christ, over 49.5, under 19.5 for the Bengals is 5-1.
Wow.
And you know what? I'm gonna play it. I'm hitting that right.
I think I am too. 20. That's really out there. They're not getting 20. They're not getting 20. I'm
playing a unit. God, that just seems like a Detroit style game. Yeah.
It does.
Just gotta update that. That's how much more DeGent can we get? Let's find out. Moving on, next 4:30 game, SoFi Stadium, Inglewood, California. It's the LA Chargers hosting the Washington Commies, aka the Commanders, aka Redskins, aka
Washington Redskins. Go yourself.
And they are plus 130 on the money line. Chargers minus 155. Over under is 47. In this millennia, Money Mansman, the Chargers are 5-1 against the Commies. In And Jaden Daniels is returning, but without his wide receiver one. And the Commies have never won a game without their wide receiver one in Terry McLaurin. They are 0-4 historically without him. He's coming off a non-conference. He's coming in as a non-conference road dog. 1-0-1 ATS. But take away the 2024 playoff run. He's done really bad as a road quarterback. So take away the playoffs. He's 3-6-1 ATS in the regular season. 2-5 straight up. 2-4-1 ATS as a road underdog. A lot of sharps really like Washington for some reason this week. I'm not there. Full healthy team. 3 or more. I'm thinking about it. Chargers coming off a loss against the Giants. I know Joe Alt is a big miss. I don't know. Like, this to me, like, I think the Sharps are trying to get too cute here with taking Washington. We said at the beginning of the year Washington was going to be one of our fade teams this year, and this just seems like a spot where, like, off season, 2 weeks ago, last week, we still would have picked the Chargers. I don't know if enough has changed for me to really change my mind on it, so I'm going LA.
Yeah, these are the types of picks I love, right? Because remember what I said about how stupid I felt? Because Thursday night I bought into all that injury crap. Well, doesn't this feel like the perfect injury spot? Daniels is coming back.
Yes.
Joe Walt's out. Oh, injuries. I actually see on DK it's at -2.5 now for the Chargers, which is this feels like the perfect bounce back spot. They just blew a game to the Giants that they should have not lost. Yeah, I think the Chargers are going to dominate in this game. I think exactly like you said. I thought that the Chargers were going to win the division, and if they're going to win the division, these are the types of games they're going to need to win. So give me the Chargers here, especially if you could get them under a field goal, run, not walk.
All right, Money Mansman, I have a big question for you. I wanted to play this earlier, but I got to play it now.
Who drove over here? Let me see your hands. Who took the bus? Did you have fire in your gut?
Are you ready? The handicap, your favorite team.
Kick your heels up and throw your hands
It's
up and
time.
throw your head back and come on now. The Bills are
Only
making it
team in the AFC. 4-0, baby. The 4-0 Buffalo Bills taking on the 2-2 New England Patriots. A trendy pro pick this week. Very disappointed to hear.
8-point dogs for the Patriots, -450 for the Bills, +350 for the Pats. Over-unders 48.5. Sunday Night Football, Highmark Stadium. Is this the last Sunday Night Football game in Highmark?
I don't think that's the case. I don't know offhand.
I can double check. Bills Sunday Night Football. Looking ahead. This is the last one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And they're wearing their alternate snow rival
Oh, yeah, it's going to be the
jerseys.
whiteout game. They're going to do a whiteout. This is kind of stupid, but okay. Whatever.
Really frosty right now, by the way.
You know what? You know what's really stupid? All the pros that like New England in this spot.
Tell us about it.
This ain't Miami. This ain't Carolina. I mean, this team lost to the Raiders at home. They lost to the Steelers at home. This is the Buffalo frickin' Bills at home. Big favorites, but not like last week. This, I think the Bills are going to make a statement. Now, remember, I think the Bills lost the game to the Patriots maybe a year or two ago that they were heavily favored in, but that was in New England. Buffalo, 13 straight wins at Highmark Stadium. This is going to be number 14. I like the Bills here. The big thing is, what do the Bills struggle at? Stopping the run. Well, New England doesn't have a great run game. So this actually plays to our advantage because Drake May is going to want to throw the ball, and we've actually been better against the pass, strangely enough. I think that the Bills are going to be able to, hang in there on defense. And I think the offense, again, the Patriots defense, this is such a big step up for the Patriots. I don't think they're ready for what is coming. They are not ready for the Buffalo Bills. It's going to be different. I know a lot of the sharps are on New England. I get it. The Bills haven't covered as kind of big favorites in the last 2 games, but this is the type of game that they're going to put a hurting on. The last 2 weeks, they didn't really need to put a hurting on. I think this is the week where the Bills show up and put together a good performance, especially too because they're going to lose next week to Atlanta. So this is the game to get the win. Yeah, Bijan Robinson is going to go for like 250 next week. So
I can't believe
this week we're going to win. Next week against Atlanta on the road before the bye, that's the Bills' loss. So
interesting take. Division road underdogs for the Patriots. They do not New England. Division road underdogs do not win in this spot. This year alone, 2-12 straight up. However, I am with the Sharps. I think this is one they might cover. It's because, for me, the Bills are on primetime. And if you remember, Mansman, Josh Allen, primetime spot, I love to fade him here. They covered as an underdog against Baltimore, which seems to be like the only time the Bills can cover in primetime is when they're playing Baltimore and they're an underdog. Although they did cover against the Niners that snow game where Josh Allen literally dog walked Kyle Shanahan, made him his bitch, and asked him who was a good boy. Even though the Bills have a 10-1 straight up record at home on Sunday Night Football games, it's an interesting dilemma. Like the last time the Bills played the Patriots on Sunday Night Football, it was the infamous 50 burger that Tom Brady hung on you guys with Randy Moss back in 2007.
Long time ago, buddy. We didn't have JA, buddy. That's pre-JA.
No. I know historically this is a spot like you said, this is like a normal spot where I'm just like, yeah, bet Josh, take the points. But the way that their defense has been, I don't want to parts and Bills over a touchdown here. I don't know if I want them at 8. I don't know if I want them at 7.5. I mean, you almost lost to the Saints last week. Like that's what concerns me. You almost lost to you were losing to the Saints late. And Josh Allen had to play hero ball. New England is actually,
I thought we were pretty comfortable in that game.
You guys did look comfortable, but like one wrong play and it would have been bad. New England has also covered 4 straight against Buffalo. I think they won the week 18 game with Joe Milton. I think that's the game you're referring to where that was in New England. But Patriots have covered 4 straight. And I just think a touchdown over a touchdown seems very backdoor potential. I'm not going to I have a feeling like Bills could lead big or lead big by like 17. And then the Patriots could just very quickly, very easily. This is also a Stephon Diggs revenge game. And you guys say you're good against the pass, but I mean, you didn't really turn over Spencer Rattler. I know you had the end zone pick, but that was a fail Philly special. I don't want to say Philly special. That was a fail special by Chris Olave, I think.
We had that strip sack to end the game, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, you guys played close against the New Orleans Saints. It didn't really if you guys had blown them out, I probably would have been like, okay, Bills have found their groove. This is the Bills offense we're expecting. Like, we're going to get a repeat performance. But no, I've been waiting all year for this Bills team to just light it up. And we saw it against the Jets. Haven't really seen it since. And I'm just concerned that it's Mike Vrabel too. I think that's another thing that keeps getting lost. Mike Vrabel in this spot, like, could be something to be concerned with. But
I think the Patriots, after getting fat last week, are reading the press clippings and are going to get schooled. Although here's an interesting potential prop play. Listen to this. Kayshon Boutte has recorded 95 receiving yards plus in each of the Patriots' last 2 games against the Bills. If Kayshon Boutte got plus 90 receiving yards in this game, plus 1520 to do so. So if you're feeling frisky, plus 1520. Kayshon Boutte, 90 receiving yards.
for 90 yards?
It's a lot.
I feel like you take a unit and you split it with
He's
his
done
ladder.
He's done it the last 2 games against the Bills. I think this is going to be an MVP Josh performance. The MVP is coming, Steve.
I hope for your sakes, Bills are only getting 55% of the tickets, 58% of the money. So
Well, yeah, all I've heard from
there's
all
some
the
sharp
sharps,
respect.
all I've heard is, how great New England is because they beat up on Carolina after a 30-point win. Okay, we'll see.
That's
see what happens. The whiteout game's coming. Bills are coming.
All right. Last game, Monday Night Football, Jacksonville, Florida, Everbank Stadium. It's the Jags, who are 3-1, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, coming off the big win against Baltimore. -3.5 for the Chiefs on Monday night, -105, plus 3.5 is -115 for the Jags. 155 dogs for them, -185 for the Chiefs. Total is 45.5 on, I believe it's Bet365, but I can confirm that here in a second. All right. Last game. Got to make a strong impression here. Ready? Here's my handicap. I guess the Chiefs. I guess. All I've heard, this is like the inverse of the last game with Sunday night. All I've heard is the Jags plus 3.5 is the bet to make. All I've heard is, as a sharp better, bet on Jacksonville. This is the spot you want to take Trevor Lawrence in. And historically for the Chiefs on Monday Night Football, this is where he struggles. He struggles against bad teams on Monday Night Football. He is 1-5 ATS in his last 6. But here's a very random stat that I don't think applies to this current version of the Chiefs, but I do think is relevant. Mahomes is 4-0-1 ATS in road Monday Night Football games in his career. But why? Well, Big Bucks, why is this irrelevant? Like, that seems like a decent stat. Well, he hasn't played on the road in Monday Night Football since 2020. 5 years ago, when his offensive coordinator was Eric Bieniemy. And now it's Matt Nagy, who, you know what else happened in 2023? The Jags started their losing streak as home underdogs. 7 straight losses, only 3-4 ATS. 3.5, it's a very tough play. I wanted less than 3 or 3 at the number. But I think you can get 3 at another book at -120. If you really want to play it. It might be tempting, but yeah, Trevor Lawrence, home dog. No, thank you. Give me the Chiefs. Especially after that Ravens game. Like, they finally got their groove. Xavier Worthy really opens up that offense for them. Juju Smith-Schuster even found the end zone. Mind you, like, I will say, I think this is a big upgrade for the Chiefs on defense, which is why I'm making this my under of the week at 45.5. I think the Chiefs offense, for what it's worth, is improved, but I don't think they're going to throw up a 30 burger on the Jags. I think this is going to be this to me screams like 21-17 all over it. Like Mahomes struggles late. Like if you really like the Jags, play him first half. That's my advice. Play him first half. Second half, Chiefs will come back and win. The refs will give it to him Monday night. Taylor Swift's new album just came out yesterday. So they're going to be talking all about it during football. Why I couldn't fucking tell you. But I'm sure she'll be at the game. It'll be a thing. Just, I hammer the Chiefs here, and I'm going under. That's my handicap. Chiefs, I guess.
Here's the stat that did it for me, and I was looking Chiefs anyway, because I hate to say it, I've seen Andy Reid teams start out slow before and then win like 13 straight. And boy, last week, that felt like a statement of intent game. I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought it was possible the Chiefs could win because I'd seen them win that game before. I was not expecting them to literally curb stomp the fuck out of the Ravens. Like they curb stomped them. Don't let the final score fool you. That was not a game. That was a murder. And yeah, the Chiefs look like they found their mojo. And the Jaguars are playing. They're a good bet, right? Oh, well, the Chiefs have beaten the Jaguars in 8 straight games. So the Jags never beat the Chiefs. It's not going to happen this time. I've seen this story before. Chiefs will win by 10. I think like you, I hate to say it, it feels like the Chiefs may be finding something, and that is not good.
Yeah, nothing more to say. Anything on the total? 44.5 or 45.5 now?
No great feeling on it, really. Feels about right. It's probably going to be close. I think it's just going to depend on what Jacksonville can do. I mean, they're going to have to run the ball to be successful, but it wouldn't surprise me if Trevor Lawrence coughs up the ball a couple times.
Yeah, his interception prop is definitely. You know what? I might look at that. What's his interception prop? Before we call it a night, I want to see what we can get because it's Saturday. Tomorrow's a big day. We got to make sure we get the best of the number while we can, if it's even still available. Come on. Passing props. Where is interceptions? Trevor Lawrence to throw a pick is minus 165. So,
They're thinking like we
not
are.
what I want.
No, not what you want.
Nope. Yeah, and unfortunately, I really couldn't find any first quarter props that would have been really fun to play that I could advertise. Last week, I fucking hit Mark Andrews over a half yard in the first quarter.
He got that on the first play. It was like, oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark Andrews. All right, that's it. We went through all 15 or 13 games now, actually. Mansman, we'll throw out some of remind us of what your best bets are for the week, and then we'll throw mine out. We'll see if we throw out our survivor plays, and then maybe we come up with a DeGent parlay.
Best bet, Arizona Cardinals. They're going to win by a lot. My dog of the week, I'm going in the gutter to play the Carolina Panthers as my dog of the week. And then, of course, we had our handy dandy nifty double fade of the week, double fading the Houston Texans. We're going with Baltimore plus 1.5.
All right, there we go. My best bet of the week. My best bet is going to be the Indianapolis Colts minus 7. Fade of the week, double fade was the Baltimore Ravens. My dog of the week, we're going Tampa Bay Bucks at plus 150. Over of the week is over 47.5 for Dallas Jets. And the under of the week is Kansas City Jacksonville at 45.5. Mansman, I got a couple notes for us here. We'll go survivor play first. Survivor play, we both really love Arizona here. You also really like Detroit. Is there a third survivor you really want to offer up to the people? If you had to give one.
Man, that's tough because trying to think. A third survivor. Oh boy. I guess if you held a gun to my head, considering the lines and what we got, I think you'd probably go with the Indianapolis Colts. I think would be my third choice.
Okay. All right, cool. Love that. I would say Colts as a third is not a bad play at all. All right, contest plays / our top 5. Let me know what you think here. We can adjust as needed. Ravens plus 1.5, Cardinals minus 7.5, Vikings minus 3.5, which we agreed on. Dallas minus 1.5, Chiefs minus 3.5.
I don't hate any of those.
If you can get the Chiefs. If you can't, then I think the only other one we agreed on was the Giants plus 2. But I kind of wanted to leave them out.
Yeah, we can leave them. We can leave them out. But I agree with all 5 of those. I think we're on the same page there. I don't have any strong hatred for any of them.
Right on. All right. We could try a DGen parlay, but considering how cold we've been, I'm willing to hold off this week. I would say we could start with top 5. What are your thoughts on a potential?
Yeah, why don't we start there?
DGen. We had a couple.
Yeah, why don't we start there? What about the Detroit? Now this is crazy, but you had that 5-1. What if we add that 5-1 to those? I mean, that's got to be a ridiculous amount. If we add a 5-1 to that.
Oh, so
the over Detroit Bengals, but under Bengals 20.5.
All right, so just those 2 legs, and then adding the Chiefs, we're already at 10-1.
Yeah, that's going to be like 40-1.
All right, let's see here. So we had the Chiefs. Let's add in the Cardinals, which have now brought it 21-1. Let's add in Dallas 41-1. Let's add in the Ravens 80-1. And then let's add in the Vikings 153-1.
There we go.
What prop plays did I have that maybe we could entertain? Oh, did you like I'm trying to think. I had a stat too. I didn't bring this up on the Monday Night Football handicap. The Jags have done really bad as home underdogs. I think they've averaged like less than 20. Their team total was 21.5. So I was going to do that team total, but the ones I did bring up real quick: Geno Smith to throw 2 touchdowns, Colts minus 7. Justin Fields over 241.5 rushing and passing yards. And I had Cleveland under 15.5, but I think we disagreed on that.
One more time, repeat them one more
time. Any of those. So Justin Fields to get 241.5 rushing and passing yards was minus 110.
He's played so bad he could get benched. I'm scared. That scares me.
Okay, we'll ignore that. I had Geno Smith to throw 2 touchdowns at plus money.
I don't hate that. That's possible.
I'll add it in just to see. 361-1.
Jesus Christ. What was the other one you had?
Jacksonville under 21.5. I do have an Arizona over 24.5 as well as a team bet.
Oh, I kind of like the Jacksonville under.
We could play that with the Chiefs. Oh, and with the Chiefs minus 3.5, that could be
correlated.
It'd be a little correlated, but
Yeah.
458 to 1.
I mean, 10 to win 400, not bad. You know, what?
10 to win, or maybe I'm fucking it up. 10 to win 45 hundo.
10 to win 45 hundo. That's not 450 to 1. Oh, no, it is 450 to 1.
Oh, maybe
10 to win 4,500?
Yeah, I'll repeat it. Chiefs minus 3.5, Jags under 21.5. The over-under for the Lions Bengals. So over 49.5, but Bengals under 19.5. And then we have Arizona minus 7.5, Cowboys minus 1.5, Ravens plus 1.5, Vikings minus 3.5. Geno to throw 2 touchdowns.
Wow. Okay.
We could throw in Colts money line if we want to get cute, but we could leave it.
I mean, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Just leave the 9.
I mean, yeah, 4,500, and we'll see if we get a cash out. Depending on if we start off well, maybe we'll get a cash out.
All right, I'll put it in now.
Wow, that's crazy. 4,500 to 1. Jesus.
It's in.
It is in.
God, if we survive into, you have to remember this is a Chiefs game. We may have to survive into Monday night.
Yeah, we may have to. Scary.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes, but that's it. That's all we got. We've done all our picks. We've done our Survivor, our top 5, our DeGent parlay. Money Man's any final words?
Nobody.
Once again, our donkey of the week is Mark Sanchez getting arrested.
Don't kick a guy. Don't kick him while he's down. Poor guy. Although he shouldn't be robbing people. It's probably not.
Whatever. Money Man's final words.
No, that's all I got. Have a good night, DeGents. Go win that motherfucking money. That's what I got to say.
Amen. Have a good night, guys. Be safe.